How I got interested in the route? Well, nothing real dramatic there. As a child, I was a big fan of the TV show Route 66. Back then, every young man, probably 10 years old or older, idolized Todd and Buzz and their Corvette, and that free-spirited adventure that they had every week out on the road in their Corvette. And so they were role models for me, I guess, in a way. And also as a child, our family took quite a few vacations, and back then, for the most part, it was 2-lane highways. So I have memories of traveling 2 lanes and detours of gas stations with nickel pop machines, and where the attendant came out to your car and checked the oil, and the diners with the screen doors, and that whole thing, motels, the neon, which proliferated all through the 50s, and virtually every town. The main boulevard was literally just splashed with neon. It was just the thing. That's how they drew customers to their businesses. And of course, back then a lot of that was taken for granted. But the TV show, the memories of family vacations on 2-lane highways, the whole nostalgia thing. I think when we got into the mid '80s, a lot of people in this country we were phasing out of this era where, as opposed to the 50s, when we were coming into the space age, and it was a very exciting time, and everybody was looking to the future. Everybody was looking forward. Very excited about all the new technology that was coming, and things that were going to make life a lot more fun and exciting and comfortable and everything. And then we got to about the mid '80s, and the motor on that engine started to sputter a little bit. It started to slow down, and people were caught up in their daily lives and the rat race and the stress, and it seemed like there wasn't that much to look forward to. And I think people at that point started looking back, and they started having a longing for the days when life was more simple, even though it was maybe less comfortable in terms of creature comforts, but it was a simpler time, and people started having a love affair with things of the past, particularly the post-World War II era, when we saw the big vacation boom and the big boom in automobile design and innovation, and it's that whole thing. And I think we're still seeing it happen. I think we're seeing it happen more and more. Just the other day, I saw an interview on one of the morning national TV shows where they were profiling a new line of retro bicycles by Schwinn. So we're seeing a whole lot of this retro thing going on, and the people that traveled Route 66 and some of the other 2-lane thoroughfares back in the 40s and 50s, those people are reaching retirement age now. So they're in a position to get out and travel, and they want to reconnect, they want to revisit. For me, it was a combination of all these things. And literally, it was the publication of Michael Wallace's book in 1990, Route 66, The Mother Road, that really kick-started my engine. And it was then that I was living 2 blocks literally from Route 66 in Bethany, Oklahoma, and I just bought my first Corvette, vintage Corvette, and I got very interested. Got out and started doing some of the road, and the more I explored the road, the more the need to know took over in terms of where was the road. We took the road for granted while it was still a U.S. highway, a recognized official U.S. highway, and people weren't really aware of changes in the road, things that were going on, the exact pathway it followed. And when the signs came down, and it became a collection of county roads and state roads and interstate highways, and was literally fragmented into a collection of hard to identify segments. All of a sudden, some people realized, guess what? We don't have a record. We don't have a historical record of the pathways this highway followed. And the guide materials that were available left a lot to be desired, obviously, because you have to start somewhere. And the more I explored, the more I wanted to know, and the more answers I got, the more questions they raised, and ultimately I decided to attempt a guidebook on the Oklahoma Road. It turned out pretty good, and was in print for 6 years, and I've just been researching and documenting, exploring and photographing and writing about Route 66 ever since, along with a whole lot of other people. And it's an evolutionary process, just like the road evolved and continued to change from the moment it came into existence, and is still changing, by the way, and still evolving. The accumulation of the historical record about Route 66 continues to evolve. And some of us who did primary research 10 years ago, we have built on that, and other people have built on that. We've been able to draw from what other people have learned and discovered, so it's slowly all coming together. The trick is to keep the record accurate.